So many times I'll see a stylist go, I've been doing this. I don't think I'm making money. I do a lot of it, but I don't think I'm making any money. And then when we turn around and look at it, we're like, you're barely breaking even. I don't even understand how you're doing this.
Let me tell you a little secret. This is something that has always saved me, because I'm always thinking in the future. And it's not a bright future necessarily, but it's a safe future.
Okay.
I always think, especially if there's an expensive product involved, like a hair piece, a hair system, hair replacement, hair extensions, I think, okay, what do I need to do this client? How much is it going to cost me in product? My time, I feel like I'm giving it away. If I make $100, I'll be happy, especially when it's a new service, new client. I just want to make them happy. I want to see them again. And so whatever that product is going to cost, I assume I'm going to screw it all up and need to buy it again. So that's my safety margin and my huge profit. So if I got to spend $400 on extensions, I say, what if I screw up the haircut? I'm going to have to do 400 again. So immediately my hair cost in my head is 800. I'm ready to replace all that hair. And you know what it does? As soon as that client says, I don't think I like this, no problem, I will fix it for free. Talk about customer service through the roof, because I already am okay with doing it again. They have no idea. I've already built the cost in. So I'm already ordering. Sometimes with a hair system, I order 2 when I'm training a new person how to do it. And they're like, we need to get color number 4 for so-and-so. And I'm like, yeah, and you still suck at hair cutting. Go ahead and order 2, because if they mess it up, I can put one on and fix it and do it again, or they can put it on and fix their mistake. And we've already got the cost built in. So now if they or I don't mess up, more profit. But of course I've figured in the cost times 2, plus I want to make a little more money. So if I mess up and have to replace it, I still make money. But if I don't, oh my goodness, I made my profit and I've got the profit of the replacement system or whatever. And now a lot of times what comes along is 3 or 4 months later, they need new hair in a lot of cases like this. And so I've already got the product with their name on it. Sometimes you can send it back to the manufacturers. They're like, oh, it went good. I didn't mess up. I can send it back, get my money back, or get a credit. So that's good too. Or I just keep it and I use this when they need hair again, or another client. But when I do this next or another client, I have no cost in product, the hair replacement or the hair extensions. So that's my safety margin. I can buy it again because I've already got the safety margin built in.
It all makes sense, especially in the beginning. You have to figure out what you're doing. You got to start somewhere. You know,
screw up.
You got to screw up. This is the worst phone call I get all the time is, Eddie, I need help. I did so-and-so's hair. She doesn't like it. I don't know what to do. I can't afford more hair, or it's going to kill me. Like if I have to pay out of my pocket to replace hair, or if I have to redo. The redo argument makes stylists so mental, and it terrifies them. It absolutely terrifies them because it's such an unexpected thing. I love that you're saying, like, you don't want to go into a service with a loser mentality going, oh, I'm probably going to screw this up.
It takes the pressure off, though. If I screw up, no problem.
That's the difference. You got to go in with this I'm going to rock this out. But Murphy's Law, and Murphy is a jerk. This poor Murphy guy, but he's a jerk. So if something goes wrong, because something can go wrong, you have to equally be mentally prepared for it. The worst thing you can do is start telling stories and trying to pass the blame over. Are you familiar with the expression falling on the sword?
Yes.
So falling on the sword is the greatest power we have in our industry because we are in such a service-related industry. And I'm not saying take the full falling on the sword means when a problem happens, you will throw yourself onto the sword and you'll kill yourself to save the other person's honor or mercy or whatever, okay? Now, that's the literal sense. I'm not saying go freaking kill yourself. What I'm saying is in a scenario, in a situation when something goes wrong, you offset most of the blame. I'm not saying all of the blame, but offset some of the blame or most of the blame onto yourself, just to make the other person feel good that everything is gonna be okay. There is a difference between when it's the worst freaking moment when the client's looking in the mirror and they don't like it, and you know that freaking look, and then those words come out their mouth. I don't know, or I don't, they start doing the squishy face, and they're like, I don't know if I like this. The knot, the heart attack, the pain in your shoulder, like a heart attack pain that you get, is the worst feeling ever. You have a split second to compose your face, compose yourself, and make yourself look like you are unfazed and you are in control of that conversation. Because if you're sitting there going, oh crap, and the client sees that and they're already not feeling good about it either, it's destination effed. It's over.